everybody. How are you doing? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be the general astrology notes that we're going to start with for February for everybody. And then we will be doing the Pisces and Aries reading for Feb as well. And so this is going to be a bones and charms general reading for each sign. After the live is done, I will be providing timestamps for some people who may just want the astrology notes, or they just want Aries, or they just want Pisces, okay? So definitely stay tuned for after the live is done when I can put that in the notes and in the description, so you can jump right to that. But yeah, hope everyone is doing all right. So first we're gonna make sure that our sound is good and check that we're going public on Facebook. Okay, so sound is good. And then we'll just make sure we're going public on Facebook. And then we can get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the general astrology notes, like I said, for everybody. All right. This is going to be for February. So starting yesterday, right, which was February 3rd, today's the 4th, it was all about, and it can still carry over into today, new ideas, trying something completely unfamiliar or different. Okay, so I definitely like that. And then starting today on the 4th, or when I'm recording this, Venus enters into Aries and Jupiter goes direct. So when Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is entering into fire sign Aries, it's all about awakening, and now this kind of energy about being very decisive, okay, and making decisions, whereas maybe before there could have been an energy where it was harder to make decisions, right? But now with Venus in the first zodiac sign, right, which is Aries, there's more of a decisive kind of energy and this awakening energy, which is really beautiful. Now, when we talk about Jupiter, planet Jupiter of expansion and growth and technology and religion and travel and etc., all the Jupiter themes, it's all about fresh communications coming in. So I definitely like that as well. On February 5th, we have the first quarter moon. So since we talk about what the planets and the asteroids are doing, of course, we have to mention the moon, okay? And then on February 7th, Neptune is conjunct the North Node, okay? So it depends on where you have your North Node, but generally speaking, your North Node is about the lessons and your career goal and your aim as a human right now on this planet. Your South Node would be more karmic past lessons, okay? So always feel free to like check out your birth chart if you don't already know. There's a lot of free ones online that you can do, even if you don't have your exact birth time, okay? Then a few days after that, we have the full moon in Leo this month on February 12th, okay? And this is all about finding some kind of outlet or several different outlets to channel energy, okay? It can be about like sports or something physically, channeling that full moon energy, okay? It can also be about, what did I write here in my handwriting? Hold on. Demanding some type of work or also some type of creative activity as a way to find channeling that energy through those outlets. So it could be through work, it could be through a creative activity, or it could also be through doing something physical, like we said, or some kind of sports or something, okay? So as I always say, you know, anytime we have a full moon, right, once a month, we're gonna have heightened energy, good and bad, right? The day before the full moon, the day of, and the day after. Okay, so always something to kind of just be aware of. Now, a few days after that, on February 14th, right, which is the Valentine's Day, right, if you celebrate or not, happy Roman orgy day, as they say. But if you're into the love thing, that's cool too. So Mercury is going to be entering into Pisces on February 14th, okay? So this is about releasing some of that tension from the full moon that was on the 12th. So it kind of, by the time we get to the 14th, for some of us, it's just releasing some of that like built up tension if there was some. Okay. Now moving forward after that, on February 16th, we have Athena Pallas, which is an asteroid, is going to be entering into Aquarius. Okay. So Athena Pallas, or just Pallas as it's known too, has those Athena themes, right? So wisdom, the arts, defense, that kind of thing. So when it enters into air sign Aquarius, which is known as this very humanitarian, creative, original thinker, innovation, technology, right? Some of those things could be coming together then as well. And then on the 18th, we're going to be switching signs, right? So the sun will be now entering into air sign, I'm sorry, not air sign, water sign Pisces, okay, on the 18th. And then the following day, on February 19th, Juno, okay, which is the planet of commitments, partnerships, marriages even, but it doesn't have to be, it could be a work partnership, right, etc., or even friendships. It's going to be entering into fire sign Sagittarius. So a lot of fiery energy around those themes at this time, okay, especially a couple of days right after Valentine's Day too. Could put more emphasis on those commitments, partnerships, and marriages as well with that fiery Sagittarius energy. Some of that behind that could also be about finding freedom, or our sense of freedom within those partnerships, commitments, and marriages. Okay, just as an example. Now on February 20th, we have the last quarter moon. And then on February 23rd, okay, we have Ceres is going to be entering into Pisces, okay, and also Mars is going direct on February 23rd, okay. So some of the notes that I wrote down here is it's really about, okay, so Ceres is the goddess of not architecture, sorry, try that again, of agriculture, right? So it's like this nurturing energy, it's about nutrition, it's about the slow moving earth energy. And when you couple that with the water sign Pisces, right, this kind of creative, deep, introspective Neptunian energy, it's about embracing all of your feelings, like even the painful ones, okay? It's talking about at this time we should practice compassion, okay? So it's saying reconcile any feelings, okay? Don't forget that you can and must take action during this time, okay? So it's also an excellent opportunity for self-exploration, okay? And really using our intellect to look at ourselves and to just take action with the goals or things that we want to manifest, and bring more abundance into our life in all the different ways that we can, okay? So I definitely like that. And then the last astrology note we have here is on February 27th, Saturn is semi-sextile Chiron, okay? So in particular, water signs like Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or depending on where you have those signs as well, because we all have a little bit of all the 12 signs in our chart, is that we're going to feel deep feelings around this time. And also the air signs are going to feel it as well. So like Aquarius and Gemini, okay? Because on the same day, on the 27th, not only is Saturn semi-sextile in Chiron, it's also a new moon in Pisces. So new moons are all about planting seeds, okay, for what we want to manifest for the following full moon in March, okay? But Saturn, when we talk about Saturn, it's about being responsible, getting organized, paying bills, kind of that energy. When it goes together with that semi-sextile of Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer, right? So it's all about getting serious or responsible about our healing, okay? And so that's kind of like the theme throughout the month, right? About finding outlets, feeling these deep feelings, and not burying them, embracing them, even the painful ones, and practicing that compassion that we kind of already talked about. So it's really a time to examine emotions and look at issues from a distance, bringing in that Aquarius Gemini energy with the water energy and looking at those issues from a distance and being able to be like more objective, okay, if that makes sense. All right. So that is pretty much what I have for the general astrology notes. So we're going to kind of put that aside. And then we're going to go ahead now and get started for the Pisces reading for February. So, when I shake the bones and charms in this little bowl, it does make a little bit of noise. So, just be aware of that. It won't be like throughout the whole reading, just kind of in the beginning. But I also want to start with a nice sound bell here to clear the energy. Sorry, let me turn that down. To clear the energy from the bones and charms, clear energy from ourselves, for you guys if you feel guided. So this will be a little bit loud as well. So if you're sensitive, just feel free to kind of turn it down a little bit. All right. But yeah, this is going to be for Pisces for February. All right. Let's go ahead and put this off to the side. And I forgot to mention that after I cast the bones and charms here on this mat, it has all these little different sections, and we'll go into that in a minute. That after that, I will bring the camera down so you can see everything up close, okay? So don't worry, you'll be able to see it much better in a few moments. All right, so thank you for your patience and understanding, everybody. Thank you for being here, for your subscriptions, your likes, your shares with people, whether you see this on YouTube, Facebook, later on Instagram or TikTok. I do these readings for free, so any way that you want to share or support the channel, I appreciate it if you feel guided. Okay, so spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for water sign Pisces. Messages for water sign Pisces for February for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for water sign Pisces for their highest good for February. Messages for Pisces for February. Messages for Pisces for February. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Pisces for February for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Pisces for February for the highest good, for their highest good. Messages for water sign Pisces for twin fish for February for their highest good. Messages for water sign Pisces for February for their highest good. Messages for water sign Pisces for February for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Pisces. Messages for Pisces for water sign Pisces for February for their highest good. Spirits. All right. So looks like all the bones and charms are out. Now, before I bring the camera down, I do want to flip over the ones that we can, that don't disturb the others. All right. And when they have fallen off of the black mat and onto the red one, it's still energy in those individual sections. It's just past energy. Okay, so when I move them closer, that's just so we can see them better, but it doesn't like change their meaning, if that makes sense. Okay, so again, I'm just flipping over a couple of them. ahead of time. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Oh, what? That one. Spoke too soon. Okay, hold on. That one. This one. Just bring it in a little bit. Okay. Now it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead now and take a picture, guys. I do that for all the signs, and I will be posting it later, again, after the live is done, in case people want to look at it again. Okay. And then put our little background music back on a little. All right. So now I'm going to take the camera down in just a few moments. Before I do that, I do want to kind of see as well. Oh, there was one all the way out here I didn't see. All right, hold on. Take another picture. Are there any other ones out there? No. Okay. And then I'll take the camera down. Okay. When we find out like where Spirit wants me to start this reading, because it is different for every reading. Okay. So 1 second here, guys. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Where would you like me to start this Pisces reading for February? Okay, so it's like right there. Right on their second skull. Okay, so it looks like that's in the spiritual unconscious section. So that's where we're going to start. So now I'm going to take the camera down so you guys can see everything. Okay. So let's just come around here. And see what we have for Pisces. Okay. So I kind of want to just show you like the bird's eye view here. A lot of your bones and charms this month or this time, since the readings that I do are timeless, it could resonate before or after February, right? Since it is a general reading meant for multiple people, but they're pretty spread out this time. So if I had to say the most active areas for you, Pisces, could be body and mental health, spiritual unconscious, and work and money. Okay, there's still stuff in relationships and love, but it feels like the more the focus this time is on these three here. Okay. I also forgot to say here, Pisces, that this reading could be about you. It could be about someone you're dealing with, multiple people, general environment, situation. So always use your own intuition and take the parts that make sense to you, okay? But this is where that energy was drawing me. Okay, I just put the pen there. But in my kit here, I have two different skulls. Okay, so one is all the way out here in this past energy and work and money that we'll get into later. And then your other skull is all the way here. So if I just kind of flip it a little bit or just sit it up, then you can kind of see it better, okay? So where we see a skull in the reading can tell us where someone's mind is at. If it's in the past, right, as far as this one over here, okay, but this one is in the more future, current, present energies, all right? But definitely you know, a lot going on, like I said, in all the different sections. Before we get into this, I also wanted to talk about whatever falls in this center circle kind of affects all the different areas, okay? So we have a little bit of the butterfly here that's laying on top of the mermaid. We've got the lock here, okay? And then we have the feather on top of the spider web, and then the spider web is touching the Pisces symbol. That's you, right? Or depending on where you have Pisces in your chart, even if you're not, if it's not one of your main three, like your sun, rising, or ascendant, or moon, okay? And then if we go this way, it's also touching the chair, okay? If you see it on its side there, that is touching one of the coyote claws, and then the broom, okay? So, first thing we would say for the whole reading, right, if we pull back out, is there's a lot of transformation happening here that could have started from energies from, like, energies that have been wanting to come through for a while, right? When we talk about the mermaid, she's wishing to be, you know, a human, right? If we're talking about the Little Mermaid, okay, that's the way I read it. And so there's this longing from a long time ago about some type of transformation that also is touching this dog ankle bone. And if we go this way, it's touching the crown, which is touching the horseshoe and the ladybug inside, which is also touching the ship anchor and the rope charm. So it's a transformation that's been wanted for a long time. It could have something to do with needing more flexibility or bringing in more flexibility. This could be with your own leadership qualities here, or working with the higher up, or both, okay, with the crown. But there's all this beautiful good luck here. And over time, with the rope charm here, this could have something to do with travel or being near water here, okay? That is really nice, right? Now, if we go this way, this is more about clearing and cleansing a lot of stagnant energy here, Pisces. Let me get my pen. There we go. So the lock means stagnant energy, right? We have two clearing agents right away. We have the feather here, and then we have the broom all the way over here, because this is touching that, and as they're all touching each other, right? So clearing stagnant energy, okay, could be with another Pisces, or something about Pisces season, or where you have Pisces in your chart. Or if it's none of that zodiac energy, okay, it could also just be about needing to go with the flow here. See how the fish flow into each other? So essentially they're going with the tide, not against it, okay? And this is going to affect, as we know, the whole environment with the spider web, okay? And I feel like this is why a lot of your bones and charms are kind of spread out here. And that's not necessarily a bad thing by any means, but it's really like, if there is partly, you know, this transformation going on and bringing in this flexibility and this good luck and all these things, on the other side, we also still have to keep doing our cleansing and clearing things, okay? Just cleanse our environment. This could have something to do with our home environment here with the chair, or about maybe where we feel at home in our different environments, okay? But I see with that coyote claw here too, Pisces, that the clearing energy is really being manifested, okay? And that's a good thing, all right? Now I also see right here laying, I couldn't tell, but I'm pretty sure it's right on top. It's touching, okay, this seashell here is touching the spider web. So here it's this, like, the seashell represents, and let me turn down the background commercial. This seashell represents feminine energy, okay? So, and then that feminine energy is on top of the dragonfly, okay? So bringing in a feminine energy to help us with our dreams with the dragonfly here. So that's really beautiful. And as we all know, or should know, right, we all have masculine and feminine inside of us. It's not about gender, it's just about the energy, okay? So generally we would say that a feminine energy is more soft and receiving and open, and that would definitely go with the theme of the twin fish here, of going with the tide and not against the tide, okay? So I just kind of had to talk about those things really briefly before we go back to where, all the energy was drawing me at the beginning of the reading, which is this skull here in the spiritual unconscious section. So if you want another word to describe what this section is within these dotted lines, is this is your intuition. This is what you feel at night when you're alone, when you're sleeping, okay? Or for someone else, or just the general environment situation. So someone's mind is like heavily on the intuition, on the spirituality, the unconscious. And perhaps there's something here about making a leap of faith, okay? Because we can see the frog here. It's not touching, okay, but very, very close to touching that dragonfly there. There's just like a little tiny space in between. So someone could be thinking a lot about making some type of leap of faith. And what's a leap of faith? It means like when we don't know what the outcome is going to be. So it's having trust in something, okay? Now, I also wanted to say that if we pull back this way, okay, still also right on the line between these two sections, so it can apply to both, is the green lucky rabbit's foot. So a lot of good luck in the spiritual unconscious section at this time, Pisces, and also in work and money, but we're mainly talking over here right now, okay? And most of it is in the present current energies. There's a little bit in the past when it goes off the black mat there. But I think that the reason why this good luck energy is possible is also because there was also something cutting away here in the past. So cutting away something spiritually, unconsciously, that is not useful anymore. So some energy or some person could have started this in the past, okay? And we also see all the way out here, we've got Leo the lion, okay, that's also right on the line, okay, between the two sections. If you kind of look, it's like right there, okay, going back to that dotted line. So this could be about a Leo here in the past, or something about Leo season, or where you have Leo in your chart, or it could also just be about passion and creativity and this fiery kind of energy showing up here, okay? Now, as we go this way here, Pisces, we have your first raccoon penis bone right here. That's majority in the past and a little bit in the future, present, current energies in the spiritual unconscious. And then we have the baby facing down that is also mostly in the present, current energies, okay? So this is masculine energy here. It's about being more proactive or aggressive or assertive as a stereotype in some regards to our spiritual unconscious, our intuitive nature. And when the baby is down, for me, this is about having spiritual dreams or spiritual downloads while we're sleeping. So we're usually more open to these things sometimes when we're asleep because our logical mind is shut off, and that's when we're more likely to accept these things. It could also have something to do with someone's children or your children or a childlike energy, but especially when it's facing down, it could be like talking about the need for more rest to process these spiritual downloads, okay, or intuitive or unconscious downloads that somebody or some energy may be receiving. Now, if we go this way a little bit in the past as well, still within those dotted lines, right? We have the cup here, which represents emotions, okay? And then over here, Pisces, we do have the symbol for irresponsibility coin, okay? And it's again between the two sections, body and mental, and also spiritual and conscious. So somebody maybe in the past, or an energy, if it's not a person, was maybe feeling too emotional and they weren't responsible about someone's emotions or their own or whatever it is, okay? But this is past energy. Now, as we move forward over here to your second raccoon penis bone, it's laying on top of the raccoon claw, okay? And this is again masculine energy. And what we have on the other side, and I forgot to flip it earlier, is the peace doves, okay? So it's like someone is, or an energy, as if it's not a person, is really trying now in the future, present, current energies to manifest and be more proactive about getting closer to this peaceful energy, and that's beautiful, right? So when we receive spiritual, unconscious, or intuitive downloads and trust our gut about something, it's not always peaceful, but it's nice when it is, okay? And accepting and embracing that feminine energy about being more open, okay? So I see also here with this human teeth bone, that someone could be chewing over and digesting this for some time, okay? Really letting it marinate, because perhaps there's still a little bit of confusion here with the cloud showing up in the present current energies. And this is so interesting. I'm trying to, let me move the skull and turn it sideways, kind of the way it was before, right? Is that there's a honeybee here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And the way that it's laying on its side like that is so interesting. It's touching, okay, the balance scales, Libra energy, which is then touching the freedom cuffs, which is then touching this other seashell feminine energy, which is touching, this is the raccoon penis bone masculine energy, and then that is touching and laying on top of the angel coin, okay? So maybe perhaps there's a little bit of confusion here, or there's something heavy on someone's mind or energy, if it's not a person, about, again, that leap of faith, because someone is perhaps striving for some type of equal give and take or balanced energy that makes them feel more free. And it has something to do with their individual power and their community power, okay, or your own, or the energy. So that's what the honeybee represents. So the worker bees and the honeybee. But if each individual bee was to quit, then there would be no honey and they would all die. So that's why it's like individual power and community power. So perhaps something here before maybe wasn't balanced, or there's just a more of a balanced energy, an equal give and take. Again, this could have something to do with a Libra, or during Libra season, or where you have Libra in your chart. But if it's not any of those zodiac frequencies, it's just about that balance, okay, and the sense of freedom here with the handcuffs too. Now, again, we have heavy feminine energy with this other conch seashell here, okay? And then now we also have masculine energy. So within this whole section, you have both masculine and feminine, all right? So it's like soft and receiving energy, but also being proactive and assertive and aggressive around getting this sense of balance and freedom here. Now with the angel coin here, it could be that your spiritual team, your angels, guardians, ancestors, etc., past on loved ones, friends, whatever it is, they really want to help you with this, or they are going to help you with this here, Pisces, okay? So that's really nice. Okay. Now, since we're kind of already done with this section, I want to go ahead and move into body and mental health, because some of the things that are right on the line and crossing it, okay, also apply to body and mental health, okay? So the first thing here, we have two things in the past. We have another raccoon claw all the way out here, and then we have, again, part of that irresponsibility coin. So perhaps somebody or some energy here was not being very responsible with their body or their mental health, okay? But this is, again, past energy that maybe made it possible for this other stuff here in the present current energies that are going to show up, okay? So the main thing I see right here is the buckeye. So buckeye represents abundance, right? It's the biggest nut I have. I have a nutmeg over here, so you can kind of see the difference in size. But here we have the buckeye, right? So if we also go this way here, Pisces, we have this tricky wishbone that's coming out of the word body that's written on the mat. And it is touching, okay, this is the fish vertebrae, and that's touching the buckeye. Underneath the fish vertebrae, if you can see, we have the corn charm, okay? And also touching or very close to the buckeye is the apple charm. And then we have the bow and arrow, the symbol for Sagittarius here, okay? So someone or some energy, what they wish for in terms of their body and mental health could be about their support system here. Okay, with the fish vertebrae. So anytime we talk about the vertebrae or the back, it's our support system. So perhaps here, Pisces, somebody or some energy will feel very abundant, okay, with whatever it is they want to plant, okay, that corn charm here, something of substance with the body and mental health goals. So again, past energy maybe was irresponsible in some way, but here it's very different, okay? Now this could be going on with the help of a teacher, a mentor, a guide here with the apple. Okay, it could also be about your own leadership qualities as well. All right, but it's really like about changing the body and mental health goals here with that Sagittarius energy. So, of course, this could have something to do with the Sagittarius or during Sagittarius season or where you may have Sagittarius in your chart. But if it's none of those things or in addition to those things, it could just be really about, well, where do you pull back that arrow and hit your body and mental health targets or for someone else, okay? Now, we also have, before I go back over this stuff again, is we got Saturn all the way over here by itself, okay? So Saturn is about our responsibilities, getting organized, okay? Getting more serious about somebody's body and mental health here. So I definitely like that. And we also have the alligator claw here. So this is a symbol for good luck, just like the lucky rabbit's foot, okay? So some people will carry this on their person or in a mojo bag to help them with good luck. But also because it's a claw and it's a hand, right? It's manifesting and reaching for something. So what is it reaching for here? Happiness with the sun. And it crosses the line into relationships, we're going to talk about a little bit. But it's like the good luck, the abundance here with the Buckeye again, and striving for happiness within the body and mental health is very beautiful. Now on the other side here, I could barely see it, all of it, but this is the hummingbird, okay, that's kind of hiding half underneath that alligator claw. Okay, it's not touching, but it was kind of hiding there. And so this is about what we're naturally good at, okay, and doing those things in terms of our body and mental health, okay, or for someone else with just the energy. So hummingbirds fly backwards, they don't fly forwards like most birds, but they are the fastest bird and they get the sweetest nectar. So it's like really like doing the things here that make sense for you or someone else for their body and mental health that does make them happy, okay? But it's like a more responsible happy, whereas again in the past maybe it was more irresponsible in some way. All right. So also in this section, right, we have that mermaid that we talked about in the main center circle that's also touching the butterfly, which is touching the dog ankle bone, which is touching the crown, and the horseshoe and the ladybug and the rope and the ship charm. So here in terms of someone's overall health, there's a big transformation going on, but what is needed or will be happening is a continued sense of flexibility, okay? Either with someone that has more knowledge than us and or our own leadership qualities here with the crown. That's where we're going to have our good luck, and over time this could really take us places, right? It could have something to do with travel or being by water or just things flowing more easily with the body and the mental health, okay? Now, also that was right on the line, crossing over into this section too, right, is that broom that's then touching the coyote claw, which is touching the chair, okay, which is touching the spider and the spider web, which is touching the feather and the lock here, the twin fish, the Pisces symbol, which is touching this seashell, feminine energy, and then coming around to the dragonfly. No, it wasn't touching the frog, it was just very close, okay? So here it's like continue to do the cleansing and getting rid of things that are not helpful with our body and mental health, that don't make us feel at home within our body, okay, and our mind. It could also be clearing and cleansing things wherever we live so we can focus more on these things, because that's going to affect the whole environment at the home. And so maybe you or someone else, or the energy can even be a good example for others if you live with other people, that kind of thing. So keep clearing that energy to get rid of the stagnant energy. Keep going with the flow and being open and able to receive things about our dreams, okay, and what we want to manifest in terms of someone's health. All right. So, with that being said, now I want to move into work and money, and then we'll finish last in relationships and love here. But there's quite a few things going on in the past in this section. Um, it's more past energy than all of the other sections. Okay, so if I stay still, maybe it'll focus again. There we go. So here we had that skull that we were talking about. Okay, the second skull, and it's not touching but very close to this human teeth bone here. All right. All the way out here we've got the envelope charm. Okay. And I just want to stay here for a moment, and then we'll go back up over these directions. Okay. So someone's or an energy, if it's not a person, in the past was thinking a lot about their work or money or their finances or how they were being valued. And perhaps they were wanting to give or receive some type of letter, message, document, or opportunity here in the past. Now, as we go this way, okay, we have the yin yang next to the skeleton hand, which is then touching the no charm, and I can see something's underneath it. Okay, and there we have the seashell charm. Okay, I'm just gonna like move it over like that while we talk about it. So here, if there was some type of letter, message, document, or opportunity that you gave or someone gave to you or came in general from your spiritual team, perhaps there was this no kind of energy that could have come from the past, right? Could have even come from past lives here with this the seashell charm. But perhaps this was more of a protection, okay, or protective no that either you had to give to someone or something in terms of your work or money or finances or being valued, or it was given to you. But it's like with the skeleton hand, it's just like another symbol, like the angel coin. It represents passed on loved ones, friends, family, um, ancestors, spirit guides, angels, etc. Okay, so perhaps they said no, or this no energy was present because there needed to be more of a balance. Okay, also the what is right on the line, right between these two sections, that also applies to work and money, is in the past there was also a cutting away or a clearing of something. Okay, because the scissors were all the way out there by themselves, but very close. And there was also, maybe because of that, a cutting or clearing away of something that was no longer useful at work with the money, the finances are being valued, that then this good luck is now able to come in, or it started to come in a little bit in the past too. So when we go this way, Pisces, we have a deer tooth over here. We've got the fork, all right? And we have the puzzle piece and the witch charm, okay? Here is this energy of my witch charm represents a person or multiple people, or just a friendly type of energy that perhaps wanted to help you, and this started in the past and is showing up more again in the future, current, present energies with the work, the finances, the money, or being valued. But somebody was perhaps thinking a lot about their work and finances and money, diet. Okay, so what am I digesting at my work or money, finances, environment. This started in the past, and perhaps somebody or some energy was like, how do we get back to the more innocent, gentle energy with the work, the money, the finances? So this started in the past, all right? And then when we see here this ship charm, this is about, well, where do we feel a sense of freedom and safety with the work, the money, the finances, or being valued, okay? Um, because there is also like a big wish here, or series of different wishes, okay? And this is something about the people that love us, and the people that we love, right? So my symbol here for Cupid, okay, is pointing more towards the past with the bow and arrow. This is my symbol though for all types of love. So romantic love, platonic love, self-love, okay? So this wish or group of wishes about the work or money or finances, it could be something about maybe having more work or money or finances, or being valued to do something with, um, spending some of that money or time with the people that we care about, okay? Or maybe making even more time for ourselves too. All right. But I want to also talk about, what's going on over here a little bit too. So I can see that right above, okay, that you know, puzzle piece in the witch charm here. We also have the book over here, okay? And then over here we got the turtle. We have the listening bells. I'm just gonna move it so you can see. It's kind of hard to see. And then we also have the bicycle here, okay? So here, there could be something going on where you receive some type of knowledge or information here with the book charm, or someone else does, or the energy just shifts that way. And there's a need to go slow with that here with the turtle, because we're listening for something perhaps about um, travel in terms of work or money or finances, or being valued. This could also be, if it's not about travel, it's about how do we manifest all this movement that's happening? Because again, there's a lot going on in this section, not only in the future, but also in the past. So how do we deal with this movement, and how this also could have something to do with like how we uh, get to work, right? So, or do the money or the finances, or the being valued, right? So it could be about a bike, it could be about a skateboard, it could be about a car, it could be about the train, the metro. There's something also possibly, going on there. Someone's listening for that, okay? Um, Now, as we continue to go forward, right, or more inwards, we have the masculine symbol here, and then we have the bobcat tooth, okay? So teeth always are about chewing over and digesting, all right? But also it depends on which teeth it is. Is it a human tooth like we have back here? Is it a deer tooth? And now we have a bobcat tooth, okay? So bobcats, they're pretty big cats, bigger than like domesticated cats, but they're not like a lion, right? Um, but they have that cat-like quality. So it's something about like being independent, but also really smart at work, or with the work, the money, the finances, and maybe utilizing this masculine energy to be more proactive or aggressive in some sense, but not like an overbearing sense, right? So cats, we talk about like domesticated cats, they will get what they want, right? But it's not always like a super aggressive way, okay? Something about this is coming through. Or it's aggressive way, but in not the way that you expect or someone else expects, or the energy, okay? What I really like here too, Pisces, is we have the lightning bolt here, which is touching the feather and all these other things, right? So it's about new ideas, okay, coming in with the work, the money, the finances. And this may happen when we continue to clear some energy here, clearing away, cutting away things that are not longer useful, in this area. And this has deep healing underneath it, okay, because underneath it was the lizard. I'm just going to kind of flip it over. Now, this lizard that was hiding underneath the the leaf, right, was also touching, okay, the winged horse Pegasus here and the strawberry. So there's a healing that's going to come, and the healing may have something to do with going over the details here, the small, tiny details of the strawberry. And this has something to perhaps to do with where we feel a sense of freedom. Remember, we said freedom and safety over here with the ship anchor. We drop the anchor when we need to stop and we lift it when we need to go. But here was really that freedom energy. And it's like the Pegasus, the wings, horse's feet are then touching the key there. So that there's some kind of answers that are going to come through, or may already have happened, but really come through in terms of our work, our money, our finances, or how we're feeling valued, okay? Now, here, this is very interesting. Pisces, we've got the question mark is on top of the feminine charm. So there could be a feminine energy here that's questioning something with the work, the money, the finances, okay? Or if it's not, it could be like there's like not a battle, because that, remember we said the masculine energy with the bobcat tooth, but here this is not maybe the time to be more soft and receiving and open at work, okay? It's not like you need both, right? Like I said, we all have masculine and feminine inside of us, but there's something about that being questioned here, okay? And maybe if that's the way that you or someone else or the energy was showing up in the past, and it wasn't received well, or it was shut down, or there was some kind of no, or like not a no for forever, but a no for right now, that then it's more of bringing in that masculine energy at this time, okay? Oh, very interesting. Okay, so here we have the bat charm. It's going inside of the safety pin. Okay, so bats are also symbols for good luck in different countries and things, and cultures. But bats are also about communication, okay? Like subtle communication. There's something about not being heavy handed here with the masculine energy and the bobcat tooth, like being like a cat and just being um, like, no, I don't want you to pet me right now. No, I don't want to eat right now. I'm going to do it on my terms. There's something here similar to that. Like, I don't know if you have cats or if you're familiar or someone does, you'll know what I'm talking about. But here, too, with that subtle kind of communication, since bats communicate with just sound, they can't see, they're blind. It's like there's a safety in maybe voicing something that maybe you couldn't do before at work with the work, the money, the finances, that now it is safe to do that, okay? Because I also see this time here, Pisces, it's really about following your North Star here, with the work, the money, the finances too. Because remember again, that no coin in the past with the skeleton hand, your spiritual team maybe in the past was like, no, wait, hold on, something here, or for someone else, or for the energy if it wasn't you directly. But then here with this coffin charm being right on the line in this section next to the fish, it's maybe like now is the time, your spiritual team is saying, to have more prosperity and success at work, with the work, the money, the finances, or being valued, okay? Because it also, if we take it this way and go back that way, right, it's on the line, it affects these things too, all the sections, is over time, there could be something about travel and good luck with a higher up person or your own leadership qualities. There's a big transformation happening here, and the need to stay flexible and embrace this transformation that's maybe been wanted for a long time, okay? Now, the other last thing I'll say here for work and money is if we go this way too, which was right on the line and they were kind of touching or very close, excuse me, is we have this other human teeth bone here, under, right above the cupid, and then on the other side we have that whale vertebrae piece right here. Okay, so if someone has been thinking about how do I get more support from the people that I love and that love me, and even from myself, like with the work, the money, the finances, or a sense of being valued, um, that this is like more of the time. Okay. Um, and if we think about this too, Pisces, I'm like, duh, we're still, in Aquarius season when I'm filming this, but this month after the 18th, it'll be your season, right? And so just because it's your birthday season, let's say, or depending on where you have Pisces in your chart, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be easy or all good, right? But it could be that like people are more open and receptive to the Pisces energy during Pisces season. So it's like now it's safe for you to communicate something here, right? Um, Very interesting. Okay. Or now you're going to feel the support that you have been thinking about for a long time. It's going to show up more, something like this. Okay. So, of course, this is a general reading, and it's not going to be exact for everybody. But like I said, use your own intuition, of course. Okay. So, now let's get to your last section here. And now we're moving into the relationships and love. Okay. So, just like my Cupid symbol that we talked about, this is all types of love. So this is self-love, this is romantic love, this is platonic with friends and family. All the loves, all the relationships. It can even be work relationships, right? So just keep that in mind. So I want to see, we'll come back to this again in a second, but see what else is showing up here in the past in this section. So we have another seashell here, and this is my listening seashell. If I flip it over, if it was a bigger one and we put it up to our ear, we could hear the ocean, right? And then going this way, we have our snake vertebrae here, that's right on the line between the black mat and the red and white. And then we have our water charm here, okay? If we go this way, also right close to the line, we have in the past that raccoon claw. So in terms of relationships here, Pisces, in the past, somebody or some energy perhaps was listening to, well, how can I have more emotional support? So when we talk about the vertebrae bone, it's our backbone. How can we have more emotional support? How can we manifest that? And that was starting in the past. But also, how can we find an evolution and embrace some type of change element here? Because it's the snake vertebrae with the emotions. Okay. So when we pair that with this too, now in relationships, it's like, how do we, or how does someone or the energy think about where the support is showing up and what that support may feel like, right? You have good luck here. Look at that 4-leaf clover right there. I could barely even see it without other designs on the mat. You have your money bags here, lots of abundance, okay? Of course, you have your nutmeg here, which is also abundance. It's not as big as the buckeye, but it's still there, okay? And we have also masculine energy showing up over here with that other coyote penis bone there. So being more proactive within all the different types of relationships and trying to manifest that abundance is very possible here, okay? So remember I said this is your least active section in the reading compared to the others. So usually what that means is Spirit wants you to focus more on the others. So it doesn't mean that things aren't still happening here, but it's like generally whatever it is you are doing or someone else or the energy, keep it up because these other things are more important right now. Okay, if that makes sense. Now, also right on the line that crosses into relationships and love, we had that alligator claw touching the sun charm, and then remember we had the hummingbird over here kind of hiding as well. Okay, so it's like, how can we manifest happiness in all of our relationships? And how can we, even though they're not touching, it was very close, or it could have been touching, but it was hiding. Um, Manifest the happiness of like being able to be ourselves and do the things that we're naturally good at in our relationships. Okay, because remember, hummingbird does things a little differently, but when they do, they get the sweetest nectar and they're the fastest bird, even though they fly backwards, which is different from most birds. They're still successful. So it's like trusting in that here. Okay. Now, I would say the only thing here really, Pisces, is there are a little bit of challenges here with the mountain charm. The challenges could have something to do with some type of memories of one relationship or multiple relationships here with the elephant, right? Because elephants never forget. But there's also this beautiful Capricorn energy here showing up. This could have something to do with the Capricorn Pisces, or where you have Capricorn in your chart, or or Capricorn season, right? But if it's none of those things, or in addition to those things, it could also just be like, where do we put in that hard working energy and that resilient energy to never give up, even though we may have some challenging memories in terms of our relationships, okay? Because everybody has some kind of challenging relationship, okay, at some point in their life. So, now the last thing that I would say too about this section is we also had that star that was right on the line. So, following your North Star and putting that with the hummingbird, right? Doing things that we are naturally good at to bring us success and happiness in our relationships. And over time, trusting that things will move. This also could have something to do with travel or being by water here with the ship charm. But also, it's about like harnessing the good luck in our relationships, either with a teacher, a mentor, or a guide, a higher up, someone that has more knowledge or experience than us. It could also be our own leadership qualities in our relationships and how we can apply more flexibility there, because things are definitely transforming, right? So maybe our relationship dynamics are different than they were before, or the energy is just transformative and it's changed and it's different than before. So just keep, focusing on being flexible there, and not giving up. Okay. So if you think about, this is my symbol for Capricorn. Like I said, if the goat goes up the mountain, they have to be really flexible to go up those little tiny roads and pathways that other animals may not be as flexible. And flexible is also being resilient and not giving up. And maybe you have to go really, really slow here, because Capricorn Earth energy is slow, right, Pisces? But it's like the more that we go slow with those challenging memories, it's going to be for our highest good, okay, or for someone else's highest good, or for the energy's highest good, okay. But yeah, really interesting reading here, Pisces. I hope some of that starts to make sense, or already does, or will later. So always feel free to let me know in the comments, publicly or privately, if you like, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, later on Instagram and TikTok and all the things. But yeah, that is your reading, Pisces. So I'm going to clear the bones and charms and put them back in the bowl and let it rest a little bit. And we'll do a sound bell, and then we'll kind of get ready to switch over to the Aries energy. And again, I will be posting timestamps later, for some people who may just want one or the other. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to put this down for a little bit so I can clear this a little bit faster, and maybe take a sip of my coffee here. Okay, and maybe put some more ambient music on in the background too, just so it's not so quiet. Okay. But yeah, that was a beautiful reading. Very nice. Or I thought it was anyway. Some people will be like, no. I don't know. You can always find something, hopefully, that is helpful, right? Or something to look forward to, too. Okay. So, yeah, let's clear this. Get all little tiny pieces. So let's put our cloth over here, over top, and let it charge a little bit with the crystal. And then we are going to do our sound bell. So again, I'm going to put the camera back up for a little bit, and then we'll take it back down after we've cast the bones and charms, just like we did for Pisces, we will do for Aries. Oh, and I just knocked over a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get a little bit of the table. Hold on, guys. Okay. Let me try that again. Hold on. Let's see. This cloth here. Come on, stay. Alright. It's definitely crooked. Hold on. It doesn't want to stay perfect. Oh, Nefertiti, you coming to say hello to everybody? Oh, we were just talking about kitty cats. Huh? Do you want to say hi? Oh my goodness, Nefertiti, are you an Aries? Okay, let's not get everything messy though. All right, you can stay over here on me for a minute while we talk. Okay. Nefertiti, you want to get ready to do the sound bell? That's so nice. Okay, you go back down now. I love you. All right. Okay. Oh, no, you gotta go. I'll play with you later, honey. It's not time for dinner, so don't even start, little girl. All right, guys. She loves her food. All right. And she loves to talk in general. So, yeah, you guys see what I'm talking about. So now we're gonna do our sound bell to again clear the energy from the bones and charms, from myself, from you guys, just to take a couple of moments, to take a couple of deep breaths, if you feel guided. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Again, it may get a little loud, just turn it down a little bit if you need to. All right, so this is gonna be for Aries for February 2025. All right. Okay. So same thing goes as I shuffle the bones and charms in this little bowl. It does get loud, so just bear with me. Thank you for guys for your understanding and all those things. All right. Those spirits, guide my hands, messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram for February. What do we need to see? What do we need to know for the highest good? Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries, fire sign Aries for the highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Aries. Fire sign Aries, the Ram. for their highest good for February 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries for their highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries for February. Messages for Aries for February for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aries for February for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries. Nope. Messages for Aries for their highest good for February. Messages for Aries for their highest good for February. What is Aries, the Ram? What does my Aries need to see? You need to know for their highest good. Messages for Aries. All right. Let's see here. I don't think I dropped any. Okay. I had a jumper at some point. All right. So I'm now going to pull some of the bones and charms that went a little further out, just closer so we can see them. Turn that down. And it doesn't change their meaning. It's just easier to see, right? So anything that falls outside of the black mat on the red and white is energy from the past, okay? In those individual sections that we'll get into in a minute. And I'm just, again, flipping over the ones that I can before I take the camera down and bring it closer. So they'll kind of already be easier to see. Here, okay. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. To make sure nothing went, okay, further out. All right, let me take your picture and then we'll keep going and get started. Okay. Put our little ambient music back. All right, so we're going to find out where Spirit wants to start this reading since it's different for every reading. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Where would you like me to start the Aries reading for February? That's right there. All right. That was quick. So, putting my pen there. But they want to start in the work and money section, Aries. And it's right where the alligator claw is. Okay. So now I'm going to take the camera down and we can look, see what we have for you. All right. Okay. So, you guys, if you were here for the last reading for Pisces that I just did, is a little bit similar in the way that a lot of the bones and charms are in 3 sections, not the same sections, but these 3 sections. This area, the spiritual unconscious or your intuition or your gut reactions to things, has the least amount of bones and charms. Okay, so it's just something that we're noticing. But a lot of your bones and charms are most active in body and mental health, relationships and love, and work and money. Okay, So we'll definitely get into that. All right. And we'll talk about a little bit later what's in the center circle, because that where all the lines intersect affect all the different sections. If I didn't already say, whatever again falls off of the black mat is still in those little sections, but it's just past. Okay. But they want to start over here. So that is what we're going to do. All right. So the energy was drawing me really strongly right here, Aries, to that alligator claw. Okay. And on the other side of it, okay, it looks like it's reaching for with the nails of the alligator for that feminine energy, okay, in the work or money or finances. What else is here? Oh, we've got the apple. Okay, very nice. So I forgot to say that when you come to this reading here, Aries, this could be about you, about someone you're dealing with, multiple people, or just your general environment situation. So always trust your own intuition, right? Now, when we talk about work or money or finances, I also say our values or how we're feeling valued, okay, because that has a lot to do with the work and money. So even for people who are no longer working, okay, you can still get some kind of meaning from this. But basically, what I see here with this beautiful good luck, okay, you got good luck here and good luck here with the green lucky rabbit's foot half in this section too, is because it's an alligator claw, it's still reaching for and striving something. Again, the nails reaching for this feminine charm, and in the apple charm, I'm just going to pick it up and move it a little bit. There we go. So it's like there could be a teacher, a mentor, a guide here, Aries, or your own leadership qualities that need to be softened up or be more open or receptive or receiving with this feminine energy. And perhaps that's going to bring more good luck in for you or for someone else, or just the energy. Okay. I want to go a little bit, there's only like two things here in the past that we'll talk about, and then we'll keep going forward in this section. But here in the past, we can see that we have the bat, okay, charm here. And then on this side, we've got the crown. We've got a little bit of, this is the armadillo vertebrae bone, a little bit of the good luck. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So in the past, okay, and this could be a couple of days, it could be weeks, months, years, etc., whatever the past is, right? Since time is fluid and relative, there could have been something about vibrations or communicating, like subtle communications, that are communications that are not visual, okay, that are felt or heard, okay, perhaps in the past in terms of work or money or finances are being valued. There was something going on here with a higher up, someone that has more knowledge or experience, or again, it could be also your own leadership qualities here, and maybe how to find the support and good luck within your support system at work with the money, the finances. So this could be coworkers, or again, people higher up than you, bosses. It could just be if you don't work with other people and you work alone, or you're no longer working, it could just be a supportive energy in general, like how to find the good luck with that, okay, in these areas. And it maybe started a little bit here in the past. Now, as we move forward, there was definitely and is definitely still going on, because this is future, current, present energies with that ship anchor here. Where do we find our safety and our freedom with the work, the money, the finances are being valued? Again, big emphasis on support here, also with the snake vertebrae, our backbone, right? Vertebrae. But snakes in particular have that shedding of the skin with the snake, right? So it's like change and evolution. How do we find an evolution and change with our support systems possibly changing, okay? And here in the little bit in the past, and also in the future, current, present energies with that armadillo vertebrae there, again, our support system, But armadillos are, they have a hard outer shell and, let's say, a soft belly, where snakes have that shedding of their skin, right? So it's almost like, trying to think of the way to say it. It's alternating between being hard and soft and strong and growing and changing and appreciating those changes at work with the money, the finances. Because then when we see this fork here, Aries, in your work section too, going towards the word that's written on the mat, it's like, what is my work environment? What am I digesting at work with the work? The money, the finances are being valued, okay? Because there is a big transformation happening here, okay, for you at this time with, or for someone else, with the energy, with the butterfly here laying on top of the puzzle piece, okay, and then that's touching the dragonfly. So it's like there's a big transformation happening with our work or money or being valued goals. How are those goals changing and shedding its skin, and what is the environment, right? What are we digesting? There's also maybe some answers here, Aries, from the past or just past lives in general, okay, whatever the past means for you. All right, so I definitely like that there with the key charm and the seashell charm, okay. As we go this way, it's so funny. It's like we got the symbol for Capricorn and then the wish charm right under it, okay? So this could have something to do with a Capricorn here, Aries, or during Capricorn season, or where you have Capricorn in your chart. Or it's those things, or none of those things in addition to those things, something about our wishes for the work, the money, the finances, right? There maybe was or still is a little bit of this irresponsibility energy because it's right on the line and goes between the two, okay? And there's something underneath it. Let's see what it is. I don't know. All right, so underneath it, okay, is new ideas and safety. Interesting. Okay, so maybe somebody wasn't being, or an energy wasn't being responsible with this sense of new ideas and safety at work, with the work, the money, the finances, all the things. Okay. But it also could be a catalyst, right? For all, again, all this good luck to be here. If somebody was, or is still a little bit irresponsible there, they're not taking responsibility for some type of new ideas, or they're not taking responsibility for where they feel it's safe, feel it safe at work with the money, the finances, or you're not, or the energy, okay? But despite that, still a lot of good stuff going on. So let's see what else we have here. So remember how I said a few moments ago that whatever's in that center circle, okay, where all the lines intersect and come together, okay, is going to affect everything here. So one of the main things you have here is the yes coin, okay, and that's really beautiful. So when we apply that to the work and money section, you could be giving a yes or receiving some type of yes here, and it could have something to do with needing to clear something, number one, because underneath the yes coin is the scissors, and the scissors are just in the work and money, okay, but it was touching the coin, which is touching other things, so you could still apply it to the other stuff, but we're just going to talk about it with work and money right now, okay? So yes, something needs to be cleared here. This could have something to do with travel, or being near water here with the ship charm, okay? Or water is just very healing and clearing and cleansing anyway, right? Now if we go this way, we have the witch charm, and then the elephant, and then we have the honeybee, okay? So there could be some memories here that need to be cleared away for the work, the money, the finances, or being valued. There could be a friend or a group of friends or a friendly type of energy that wants to help with this. Okay, so if we have, let's say, as an example, old memories of a bad job or a bad time with money or hard time with money or a job or something, that maybe this needs to be cleared because maybe it doesn't apply anymore. Okay, because here with the honeybee, this is our sense of individual power and community power. So if you felt powerless or someone felt powerless at work with the money, the finances, let's say in the past, or there was no sense of community or there was no sense of individual power or whatever it is, apply it, that maybe now it's going to be different. Okay. Let me see if there's anything under here. No. Okay. But there is something else also under the yes coin going the other way. Oh, that's beautiful. There's the yin yang. Okay. And there's the leaf. So it's like cutting away these old memories is going to bring in this healing. It's going to bring in balance with the work, the money, the finances. It could also bring some type of letter, message, document that you give or someone gives to you, or it comes in general here, right? This could have something to do with a Pisces or during Pisces season, right? That's coming up after February 18th, I think I just said. Or where you have Pisces in your chart, or if it has nothing to do with Pisces, it could just really be about, well, where can I go with the flow more to get more opportunities with the work, the money, the finances, and not fight so much and have more of a water element. So someone could be chewing over and digesting this a lot here with this human teeth bone also in the center circle. And when we go this way, Saturn is really coming in here to help clear some energy. So Saturn makes us responsible, gets us to pay our bills on time, gets us serious about our responsibilities, all these things. It doesn't mean that you weren't before, Aries. Excuse me. It just means it's, really happening here. And this could be felt. I just did the astrology notes, right? It could be felt throughout the month, right? And time, the readings that I do are timeless. It could be before February and after February, but really we have that one Saturn astrology note that talks about February 27th, okay, when we're going to feel the height of Saturn with Chiron. So now we may have some healing towards the end of the month around something about these responsibilities. Doesn't mean they won't still be there, but there's a more healing energy with it. So maybe in the beginning of the month or beginning of when you see this reading, it's harder to do these things, or someone else or the energy, but then as we go through, it's going to get a little bit easier here. Now there's also a whole lot of other stuff that's also touching these things that also apply to this work and money section that we're still on. So I'm going to pick up and move Lucky Rabbit Foot over and see what we get. Okay, so excuse me. We got Cupid here. I'm just flipping it over. Cupid was hanging out underneath the rope charm and also touching the balance scales, which is touching this book, which is touching the baby, which is touching the cloud, and the baby is sitting on top of, okay, our coffin symbol. And is it touching that? I can't even see anymore. No, it's not. So I won't talk about that stuff, but it is still going this way. Okay, so I also have the lizard here. Let me just flip it, which is touching all these other things. Okay, let's see if I can summarize this here. In terms of work or money or finances, right? Your spiritual team, because that's what that coffin means here, Aries, your past on loved ones, friends, family, angels, spirit guides, etc. They could really want you to get more rest, okay? Or you could be receiving spiritual downloads and insights when you're resting, even if you're not sleeping, about the work, the money, the finances. And there's a need to think about those things and don't necessarily cast them aside right away. Just let it marinate, okay? Again, with that going with the flow energy. because there's going to be some information that comes in here or goes out from you or someone or the energy that has a lot to do with bringing in a sense of balance. And it's like Cupid here is saying over time, this is going to give a more equal give and take, okay, and bring in this yes and bring in the balance, because remember we know that yin yang is there too, under hiding under the yes coin. So over time, this is going to bring in, yes, Nefertiti is going to bring in even more balance here with the work, the money, the finances. And this could be also about here, Aries, that people that love you and you love them, they want to help you with this, okay? At work, with the money, the finances. This also is going to bring in some beautiful healing here, Aries, with the lizard charm, healing and manifesting things at work. Okay, and now we have feminine energy and masculine energy here. Okay, we have the masculine charm, we have the feather, and then we have also that shell, okay, feminine energy on top. So this is my listening seashell. So here, and then we have another masculine energy. So it's masculine, feminine, masculine, right? Here, this is saying to me, Aries, at work with the money, the finances are being valued. Listen to both sides. Listen to both the masculine and feminine that we all have inside of us, because that's when the healing is coming in, okay? And that's when the manifesting is coming in. And this is touching that, and it's also touching this. So I do have to talk about it. It wasn't touching it this way, but it's touching it this way. So this is when also, this is the peace doves, okay? And there's Pegasus, the winged horse. And then we have the angel coin, right? This is also here, Aries, talking about when we embrace the masculine and feminine at work, there's going to be more sense of freedom and more sense of peaceful energy. And your spiritual team, again, with the angel coin, wants you to plant things of substance with the emotions when it comes to the work or money or finances. So what does that mean? We're not just going to plant pretty flowers. We're going to plant corn so we can eat the corn. So it's like, don't have shallow emotions or just pretty flowers at work. Like, it's interesting. It's like, don't be as scared to have emotions at work or something like this. Again, will be different for everybody as far as the details go. Okay, so that is pretty much everything in terms of work and money. Okay, so I'm just putting this back where it was. Now we're just going to go into relationships and love, because these are the two busiest sections, and then that's the third busiest, and that's not as busy. So we were kind of already here, so now we're going to just talk about it in terms of relationships. So it's all relationships. It's romantic, platonic with friends and family, and self-love. I want to see what's in the past first, and then we'll go back into the center. So just a few things here in the past. So we have here, we've got the seahorse, okay, showing up. We have part of this raccoon penis bone in the past. We have a deer tooth over here in the past, okay? And then we also have that human teeth bone and a little bit of this bow and arrow, Sagittarius energy in the past, okay? So in terms of our relationships, all relationships here, Aries, there could have been something going on with the family, okay, with a parent or being a parent. If it's not family, okay, our blood family, it could also be whoever we consider like our people, our tribe, okay, our family. Perhaps in the past here, there was a real chewing over and digesting, like, what are my goals with my family, with my relationships? What are my goals? This could have had something to do with another Sagittarius, or where you have Sagittarius in your chart, or Sagittarius season, but it doesn't have to be about Sagittarius. It could just be really about, what are my goals? Where do I pull back that arrow and hit the target in terms of my relationships, okay? Um, because there's something here that's very beautiful, Aries. Okay, so here we have Leo the lion. It's kind of upside down, but you can see it. It's on top of the coyote penis bone. We have raccoon claw here, and then we have one of the honeybees. And they're kind of just those four things together. Um, this could have something to do with sorry, not Aries. You are Aries. This is an Aries reading. This could have something to do with the Leo during Leo season. Where have you Leo in your chart? But if it's none of those things, it's really just about like where is the passion, the creativity, the fiery energy in all of my relationships or one of my relationships? How can it continue to manifest, like bringing in a more aggressive energy, perhaps about my sense of community and my sense of individual power in my relationships. Okay? That's what the honeybee is, community and individual. If the little worker bees all quit, there would be no honey, the queen bee would die. So it's individual power and community power. If we also look at this raccoon penis bone here coming in from the past and then into the current present energies, it's hugging that listening seashell feminine energy. We also had that feather under there, and then the masculine charm, right? So, how can we be more proactive about listening to what we need to clear and do those things so we can bring in more healing, so we can bring in more peaceful energy, have a sense of freedom in our relationships, and also it's about it's very interesting, Aries. It's like being vulnerable this time, right? Um, and planting these vulnerability seeds in our relationships. Okay, so underneath the angel coin was the symbol for water, emotions, and then our corn charm. Okay, so yeah, planting those emotional seeds or emotional vulnerability and like being okay with that and seeing all the healing that is around that. And then when we do that, or when someone else does, or when the energy shifts, right, into that, this is going to give a more equal give and take. It's going to give more sense of balance and reciprocity, all the things. And this knowledge um, is not only going to help you and the people you love, it just will help everybody. It's like over time, yes, this clears away any confusion with that cloud there that we maybe even had with children. It could be your children, someone else's children, or childlike energy. Or it could clear any confusion that we had about any spiritual downloads in terms of our relationships too, because when the baby's laying down, it's sleeping, it's a spiritual download, perhaps, okay, for some people. So clearing that confusion and going with the flow and being open to receive or give some type of letter, message, document, or opportunity here with the envelope charm. Okay, and again, with what's underneath here, clearing away the confusion to have more balance. You got two balance symbols here, balance scales, yin and yang, continuing to clear something about travel or being by water is going to help us with this clearing energy. If we go, yeah, we kind of covered everything here in terms of relationships. I feel like that really hopefully makes sense. But don't forget that we have that lucky rabbit's foot there. So even though there's like a lot of stuff that we talked about and homework per se, right? Oh, we didn't talk about this yet. That's right. But there's still all this beautiful good luck, and there's the yes coin. So don't forget that, okay? When you're doing your homework and you're clearing this energy, all right? But now over here, the last thing I forgot to talk about is here we have the hummingbird and the strawberries on top of it, and then the hummingbird is almost touching the other human tooth bone here. Okay, so someone chewing over, digesting. How can I be myself or to do the things that I'm naturally good at in my relationships? All types. So romantic, platonic, self love. How can I or someone else or the energy do that? And what are the details of that? So someone's really thinking about that. Okay. So very, very interesting. Now, we'll move into the body and mental health, and then we'll end with the spiritual unconscious over there. Um, but yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a busy time for you, Aries, but lots of good stuff. So make sure you get that rest, right, with the baby. Um, let's see what's in the past first. Okay, so all the way out here, we have that. Well, actually, both of your skulls, let me pull back, are in body and mental health. So you have one here in future, current, present energies, and one here in the past. So someone is thinking a lot about somebody's health, overall health, okay? With it being in the past here too, um, someone perhaps was trying to manifest more support around their health or someone else's, and perhaps this had something to do with family, or somebody's sense of family, their tribe, right? It doesn't have to be blood related. Okay. And then if we go this way, Aries, it's like the the happiness was so close maybe in the past, but it wasn't all the way fully there yet, if that makes sense. Yes, Nefertiti. I know. I should have never showed you on camera, girl. Um, so if we follow this first raccoon penis bone from the past into the future, current, present energies, it's laying on top of one of the coyote penis bones. So it's like double masculine energy. Then we have the mermaid. Then we have that skull. So double masculine energy about how can I bring in things from the past that I've maybe really wanted for a long time in terms of my body and mental health or someone else's, etc. Right? How can I also have my angels, my spiritual team, help me with the emotions so I can deal with something about nutrition? Okay, so here, when we apply it this way, it can be about nutrition. Something about being emotional about nutrition. Okay, that's not a bad thing. It's just interesting. Now, this way, your spiritual team again. Okay, that's my symbol for again. Just like the angel coin, pass on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, etc. They want you to listen. Okay, because there's abundance here and there is support. This is very beautiful. I don't want to get too close because it won't focus. We have the money bags here. This is the whale vertebrae. So you can see if I turn it on its side, and then it's touching the chair. So it's like your spiritual team is like, there is abundance, there is support, and you're going to find it maybe at home or something about where you live. Or in addition to that, or different from that, could also be about, well, where do you feel at home in your body, in your mental health? Okay? Because perhaps there's some challenges here more on the mental side. Okay, because here we have the mountain charm touching the spider and the spider web, and they're right on the word mental on the mat. And there's actually nothing underneath it. It looked like it was, though. So maybe there's just some challenges there, right? And that's okay. But don't like lose sight here, Aries, of the abundance on the other side. So your spiritual team is like, don't focus too much on these challenges, okay? Like, don't sweep them under the rug, but there is more abundance coming in. So trust that, okay? Now, there could be something going on here, Aries. I'm getting a couple different things. It's kind of funny. with sometimes the things that fall on the mat when we see this little figure meditating, right? We've got a cross here, we have a money symbol here, we have a heart over here that you can't see it, and here's a person meditating. So sometimes things that fall on it can talk about looking at different areas of the body physically or energetically, right? But the way that this dog ankle bone fell, it's kind of like coming from this person's leg, like going to the left and crossing over their arm. Um, it just makes me feel like something about fertility here, because that could also be interpreted as like a penis, maybe, but not necessarily. It could just be something about like being more flexible um, with being grounded, because it's coming from the ground, being more flexible too. With, if you look at on the other side of the knee here, you have that Pisces symbol, so going with the flow and being more flexible with the health, that's going to help you or someone else or the energy follow the North Star with their health, okay, or your health. Here there's that feminine energy with the seashell here right on the line. So soft receiving, right? There's all this abundance. Don't forget, we also have this nutmeg all the way over here, okay? Because there could be some kind of yes that you hear or you give to someone, okay? It could be from a doctor or a trainer or a mental health care practitioner or counselor or whatever, or it's nothing about like from those specific examples, but it could just be like chewing over and digesting whatever this yes is. Because again, we have two Saturn coming in here and making someone or the energy more responsible with clearing things that are no longer useful for the body and the mental health. Okay. Yeah. The other thing I would say, last thing about, hopefully, last thing about the health, because I know this is getting a little long winded, but that's okay. I don't shorten things just because it takes time, because that's the message. Um, if we also still continue to clear something going this way, remember we had the scissors underneath the yes coin and the leaf and the yin yang, and then going to the cloud under the baby and the coffin under the baby, clearing things in our sleep from our past to bring in more balance, clearing memories of maybe even bad health or bad mental health. There's a friend or a group of friends or a friendly type of energy that wants to help you with this. And it's like you're not alone. That's kind of what I was trying to say with your spiritual team over here, too. They're like, you're not um, alone with the skeleton hand. Like, please listen. Like, you do have a sense of community and individual power, too, in terms of your health, body and mental health. Okay. And also all the good luck, right? So dang, Aries, I know your season isn't until when is your season? Your season is starting in March, but maybe you're getting some early blessings, okay? Um yeah. So I should make sure I covered everything. Yeah, I think so. Now, let's go to your last section here, Aries. Okay, and just pull out a little bit too to make sure we see things in the past. So now we're into the spiritual unconscious. You could also call this your intuition, your gut reactions to things, however you may understand it or say it, right? All the way out here, you got your buckeye. You've got half of the turkey wishbone here, right on the line too. You had the nutmeg, right on the line. You also had the seashell, and then all these other things that we'll talk about again that now apply to this section. But as a general rule, because you have the least amount of bones and charms here, Spirit wants you to focus more on these other areas. Okay, so keep generally what you're doing here or what someone else is, generally, because the other areas need more focus. Okay. But there is there's a big leap of faith happening here. Like the frog is right there in the middle by itself, okay? we already know that Saturn is here coming in and helping us clear things to get more responsible with our spirituality, our unconscious, our intuitive side. Okay, someone may be chewing over and digesting this, how to take up more space or to even feel like their own protective intuitive powers here with the bobcat tooth. So being like a cat, cats are um, very spiritual by nature. The Egyptians worship them, right? They can see paranormal things. They have different types of eyes and essence. You could go into it forever, but like this is like saying here to use the emotions as an asset here, Aries, I feel, and to see all this movement. Um, and it could have something to do with also astral travel. So, traveling when we're unconscious, when we're dreaming, or just a lot of movement in general here with the bicycle. But whatever you wish for spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively, um, that's going to bring you freedom here with the freedom cuffs. And it's just like there needs to be a leap of faith. And what's a leap of faith, right? Not knowing what the outcome is going to be, whether that's just you or someone else or just the energy, Aries. Now, we said before a little bit in terms of money, but there is this irresponsibility energy showing up here too. Okay. And it's like maybe there's still a little bit of irresponsibility in terms of where we feel safe spiritually and that clashing with new ideas. Very interesting. So if we say here, Aries, like spirituality, unconscious, intuitive side is not religion, right? Um, but it's it's something like, well, where do we feel safe? What did we learn from when we were younger, from other people, or what have you, life in general? What did we feel safe in terms of our spirituality, and what is clashing with that with these new ideas? So maybe someone or some energy is not like um, identifying or accepting that or taking responsibility for that kind of duality in itself. Um, it could also be that if we look at it the other way, Aries, it's like if there's some old memories, spiritual memories that needed to be cleared, that still need to be cleared, um, that there's friends, okay, alive people, passed on people, energy, spiritual energy, that want to help us with this, okay? And maybe it's really about going somewhere different. Like, even if it's like within your town that you live in now, just going down a different street or taking a different route to work or whatever. Like, it's something like really small. And I think I said that too for everybody in the general astrology notes at the beginning of the month. Like, doing things that are um, not familiar. That was something that was coming through. So that could be something here too for the collective. Um, but also saying yes to either giving a message or receiving some type of a message or opportunity that also applies to the spiritual unconscious. Okay. Going with the flow with that message. Um, also, seeing that there can be something about answers from our past. Remember the seashell here and the key charm. Um, Applying that to the spiritual unconscious as well. What else is touching? Let's see. Oh, yes, all of this. Okay, so in terms of spiritual unconscious as well, clearing some confusion with the more we get that rest or something to do with our inner child um, energies, inner child work, right? That is going to help us feel more balanced with this spiritual knowledge that we may be receiving or someone's receiving, or the energy shifting. There's a lot of healing with that and clearing that still needs to happen, and listening to and following the peaceful energy and the freedom energy. So where do I feel spiritually and peacefully free? And what is my individual power and responsibility to that? And what is my community responsibility that may help me with that or remind me of that? Okay? So that is pretty much what I'm getting. I hope some of that starts to make sense, Aries, or does already. Always feel free to leave me a note in the public comments, excuse me, or privately. But yeah, that is your reading. Please enjoy this time. And I will be posting the two pictures for both Pisces and Aries in a little while on my Facebook page. Let's see if I can put this back kind of generally where it was, so I can say bye. But yes, thank you guys for everything, for your energy, for your likes, for your views, for your shares, all the things. So yes, enjoy this time period. Love yourself, right? Always first. And I'm going to be taking a break, and possibly not today, but in the future, continuing on with the rest of the zodiac signs for February. So we'll be picking up back with Taurus next time. All right, guys. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you later. All right. Bye.